What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of AV Investments. Hopefully you're having a great evening, and hopefully you had a great trading day today. Today was funny because we had one of the funniest things of the day today was when the news reported that Kathy Wood, from ARK Investments, sold almost their entire her entire stake in the company XPing, as ticker symbol XPIV. You would think, for all the fundamental news anchors out there that reports the news that it's real, blah, 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 you would think that the price would be moving to the downside. Instead, XPEV went up like 10 to 11% from the time that I was checking it, maybe perhaps even more. But again, you would expect the exotic drop. There was nothing exotic but an exotic pop to the upside. Moving on from that, I've had one of the best responses yesterday to on yesterday's video from Guacamole. Great response. Out of all the great responses, by the way, and much love to the entire family. But Guacamole's was just amazing because it wasn't only just funny, but it was broken down into common sense as well. Like as far as the idea of Amazon buying, weighing in on Amazon buying AMC. And Guacamole said, if that makes any sense. If Amazon truly wanted to buy AMC, they're not gonna go out there and completely start announcing it to the world like, hey, I'm gonna buy AMC, so go ahead, buy in more so that it can basically go up in price, so it can cost me more to buy. It makes no sense business wise, and analytically it makes no sense. So good. It was a very good way that you put it in, Guacamole. And then we had a lot of great responses too. Another person, Mr. I can't say your name, but I really like your character and I like what you bring into the world. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't have been exposed to or acquainted with your appearance. I like your character. I like how you how your mind is put together, how you roll it all out, Mr. And you're all like, who's he talking about? I can't say the name, so I hope I could probably get your real name so I can address you as such. If you don't want that out there, it's fine. But I'll try without not butchering the channel name, your YouTube channel name, and it's Fartilaculus #1 son. Sorry, too many killis for me to say, but it reminds me of Spartacus. So I don't know if that was in your back of your head and you made the name, and it's well put together. I can't say it without butchering it. So no offense, sir, but I really like what you have to bring. I like your character. Keep being you, and don't apologize for your First Amendment rights. Okay. Now, moving on with this thing I want to talk about. For everybody that is saying yes as far as for the vote, okay? And it's in the past now, right? You don't have to part ways with APE. Like, here's the thing. It's nothing against APE. It literally, like, we're all people in the same bowl. Here's what I'm trying to break down to you. And it's a lot, but I'm trying to break it in so quick and fast so that you can see exactly where my mind is or what my intentions are. You theoretically don't have to lose your arms and legs and blah, blah, blah to stay alive. You're the winner. We are the winners. We don't need to do reverse splits. We don't need to do convergence and all that stuff in order for us to hopefully get our winnings. I don't know if it's fatigue that some of the community members have been going through to get to that whole yes mindset. But again, the fundamentalists that they're following, again, most of the yeses I've seen around has only been nothing but following somebody else's lead, not doing their own DD or doing what either not only feels right, but also seems right and looks right in all aspects. When you look at what they have done to AMC in the past 2.5 years, you'll see that their APE was no different. They did the same thing, but only in less than 6, 7, 8 months. That's it, because that's how long it's been coexisting for. So yes, it was derived from AMC, but they did the same thing. And how do they do them? Many ways. By spoofing the orders, by taking in buy orders, delaying them, and processing only sell orders so they can count as sell pressure, further sending the price of the stock down. Have the market makers, have the brokers all buy a group of shares and use them on the lit market throughout the day, so that they can't get obliterated by anyone, and they constantly can control where this thing goes. And unfortunately, the biggest and will constantly be the biggest corruption and unfundamental thing that is happening is the fact that they are selling orders, but they're not actually purchasing them. So they're delivering them to you. You're getting the synthetics, allegedly, that no one seems to find, or the entire financial market can't find, including your silverback, cannot see their coexistence, or they're not around, blah, blah, blah. And therefore, they're able to continue to give you these shares because you're giving them money for it, and they take your money and they're flipping it. I've explained a billion times before what they do and how they flip it. And on top of that, you end up getting shares. You think it's real, and they are real. By law, they are real, but they're not purchased. Therefore, they don't count against the market cap of the stock. Further, not affecting or doing anything to the stock, not creating any buying pressure or anything. See, here's the thing where fundamentalists, they're like, oh yeah, we need to create buying pressure, blah, 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 blah. How can you create buying pressure when even on the lit market, you can exactly be, your order can be throttled or even routed. Even the ones that say that it's not routed through the lit market, it's not routed like the payment for order flow apps, blah, blah, blah. How do you know that your broker / the NYSE or even the lit market is not theoretically also throttling that? And even if that is true and it goes through, that's where the earlier part I said, when the market makers and the brokers buy grips millions of shares, where they can at least deal with the day-to-day shit, so that they can make sure, oh, whatever is coming in and buying, we're capitalizing on that and doubling down on that with sales, so that the price do not get affected, and we don't get, the market maker does not get obliterated on the options trade. Again, the one thing that is killing them has been the simplest element of our whole movement, which is the buy and hold. That's simply it. And that's why when they gave us the offer at $74 in June of 2021 and people didn't take it, they were like, okay, there is billions and billions of shares on this. God knows how many more. We're not going to be letting this thing go. There's no way we're going to let this go for whatever price that it is going to go to, and pay all these billions of shares, each one, hundreds, perhaps thousands of dollars per share. That's what we want. That's what we deserve. They're like, for now, entertain their thoughts. That's how they're thinking of us. I'm just giving you how they're thinking of us. Right now, take their money, utilize it, flip it, take advantage of it, and then, you see what they're doing to us. My point is, we don't need to cut off our legs and our arms, our shoulders, our neck, whatever, just to survive. We've won this war already. We're just expecting our dues that should be rightfully ours and should be handed to us a long time ago. So right now, they're working the fundamentals of having to reverse conversion so that they can pay out a kind of like going to a fancy restaurant and only saying, you know what? No, it's not even a good example. Because this thing is so huge, they want to minimize it so much to the point where whatever it is afterwards will be like breadcrumbs compared to what rightfully we deserve completely. On APE and on AMC, APE should not have been all the way down at 66 cents. And yes, even when the silverback says, oh, we don't know these bad forces, that means harm to us and all this stuff, The same way they brought AMC, and everything that I just explained about how they brought AMC's price down, they're doing the same thing with APE. So if you're a person who over leveraged themselves or even bought so much of APE, your solution is not hoping that it gets reversed 10 to 1 and converted back to AMC. Your solution, your ideal solution, is to squeeze them out on APE and on AMC. And technically, if that vote does not go through, that's indeed, in my humble opinion, that's indeed what's going to happen. This will squeeze and that will moass. You know which one is which and which one is which. And that's just the way that is going to happen, because everything that has been put has to be answered for. Like all these shares that have been sold but not purchased, and delivered assets and not purchased, they all have to be accounted for. The only way that they don't account for them is by reversing, converting, dropping prices even lower, hoping people get out. Because when you sell those synthetics back, they take those synthetics, they bury them, boom, hasta luego. That stuff never coexisted. So my point of this message is to tell people that, hey, you don't need to sacrifice or let go and devalue your own investments. APE is a great investment. AMC is a great investment. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Can't tell you what to do, what not to do. I'm speaking for myself and about my humble opinion, and it's up to you to see whatever you get influenced by or whatnot. But it's APE is an amazing investment at this point, obviously, right? AMC is an amazing investment. It's sad to see that we would have to cancel out from this and this in order to have one, try to survive. I've told many people before, and I'll tell you again, the moment this thing goes through, you're going to have some small rises here and there, small pumps and dumps, and the fundamental world is going to come to you and tell you, yeah, 2028, we're back in rebounding. 2027, we're rebounding. Fundamentally, we're growing. We don't need whatever it is that is portrayed to us that we need, because everything we need, we already have. We have the leverage. We have infrastructure. We have all the amazing tools that are coming up. Movies are just now starting to really roll out. Almost every week you got one or two or three. Look at John Wick destroying some box office numbers. Look at all this stuff. All that stuff is adding. Look at us breaking records literally weekend after weekend on food and beverages, and rolling out of popcorn, the infancy stages of rolling out popcorn and many other things. We have enough money even on hand to take us through the end of this year, perhaps at least until the end of or the beginning of Q3. Again, the fact that APE was down all the way to 66 cents, we know how they were brought down to 66 cents. And we know, and the CEO should and easily could know, who are these bad forces. We all know them. And instead of doubling down to sell 230, the majority of the freaking float, or not the majority, but majority of the hodler, the biggest hodler, selling them, making them the biggest hodler of the APE float, only to get 70 million, 120 million, some stupid stuff that won't even take AMC through a quarter. Basically kind of like tip money on a dinner plate. So we are all who we got, people, and it's just like that. Anybody who wants to grab a sketchboard and start explaining and all this stuff, again, everybody has the right to their First Amendment and speak and do whatever they want to do, influence whoever they want to influence. But again, I'm trying to stay as in between my lanes so that no one else will say, oh, AB, stop commenting on us or stop exposing us or blah, 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 blah. Either way, put your thoughts and comments in the comment section, please. And I'll catch you guys later on. Much love, AB Investments.